The University of Michigan-Dearborn, in an ethnically and racially diverse suburb of Detroit, is a commuter campus and sometimes a quieter one, with many of its 8,000 students traveling from home and back each day. However, some students, including those in the College of Arts, Sciences, and Letters, leave campus for classes elsewhere. It's part of UM Dearborn's commitment to practice-based learning. This non-traditional educational opportunity encourages students to go off campus so they can learn by doing and better prepare for the workforce. So once a week, some students and faculty head about a half hour away to the small town of Monroe, Michigan, population 20,000. The town's central landmark is the Monroe County Courthouse. However, the students are visiting a building connected to it, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Jail. The students are meeting with Josh Matlinski, a Monroe County Sheriff's detective, to learn about crime investigations.
I think it gives them a good opportunity to see what we really do in this job and how we work these cases, investigate these cases.
If you follow the evidence will always take you where you're going.
I think that's something we're definitely still working through in this case.
These are criminology and criminal justice students taking part in a program the university launched a year ago with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. It's an educational collaboration called the Cold Case Partnership. For one semester, the students go to class at the Sheriff's Office to get hands-on experience in solving crimes.
The neighbors stated that they did hear something.
More specifically, the students help sheriff detectives solve or further explore cold case murders in Monroe County. This semester, the students are investigating the unsolved double murder of a mother and her adult son in their home near the Michigan-Ohio line. They had been severely beaten before being shot or stabbed. The cold case is now more than 3 decades old.
What was the evidence at the front door? Was there any evidence?
There's no, at least that we've seen, really evidence to suggest.
The criminology and criminal justice students have been reading old newspaper clippings about the murder and flipping through yellowed and weathered police reports as they try to crack the case. And they've listened to antiquated VHS tapes and recorders used at the time for crime scene clues.
Obviously, we have a lot better technology nowadays. So when we're looking to, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? And then we look back and think about it in their shoes and like, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, but we can with the technology that we have right now.
The dated technology can make cold criminal cases even harder to solve.
When I go to a crime scene, I can take thousands and thousands of photographs with my digital camera. Back then they had to limit what they could take, and it turns out they missed some things.
Professor Amni Sharady attends this practice-based learning class with her students on this trip.
I've been doing personal research on the suspects' potential addresses, phone numbers, family.
This is an experience that they just won't get anywhere else. If they do decide to go into a similar field where they're investigating cases, it's their first step into the field. It's their ability to think critically as students and sort of get that training before they're actually on the job and learn if they like this field.
I never put anything aside, and I always consider everything to be a possible option.
Greg Osowski shares hard-earned wisdom about criminal investigations with students while visiting their class at the Sheriff's Office. He was a detective in the Detroit Police Department for many years. He retired, but now works as an assistant instructor in criminology and criminal justice at the University of Michigan-Dearborn. And he is one of the founders of the Cold Case Partnership.
To be very honest with you, this is one of the most exciting things I've experienced in my lifetime. These kids are remarkable. They are humanly concerned about helping other people. This is not a dog and pony show what we have over here. This is a real thing that these students are doing. They're trying to solve a crime.
Although no students have solved a cold case in Monroe County through this one-year-old cold case partnership, Josh Matlinski says they bring a fresh set of eyes and new insight.
The kids are working hard. They have some ideas. There's some ideas maybe to follow up on some leads.
But Josh says sometimes the students are so committed to the cold case investigative work that they want to join the detectives and follow their leads, too.
But they're still students. They're not police officers. So we've had to have a discussion about, I understand you guys want to go undercover at 4 in the morning with me to go do some stuff, but we can't do that. So, and they understand it, but, you know, they're so involved in this that, you know, this is their case now, right? So they want to be involved with it.
And through this practice-based learning project, students go places and see things they've never seen before. That includes witnessing some of the tough realities of crime fighting, places where criminals dump bodies and hide other evidence.
So guys, this is our crime scene van.
Yet students have also seen the marvels of modern technology in catching criminals. The Monroe County Sheriff's Crime Scene Unit plays a critical role in gathering and preserving physical evidence in the moment at the crime scene.
This is where we keep all of our equipment that we use on the scene to collect evidence. It's basically a lab on wheels.
For some of these university students, the lesson learned through this cold case partnership is that knowledge is power.
Something that, you know, our professors really want us to be mindful of, trying to honor the victims as much as we can, you know, honor the victims' families. These are very real people.
And knowledge uncovered by these students could help families who are still hurting from their loss. And sometimes knowledge can deliver the impossible.
So what should we do now with this, and how should we get to the point where we can hopefully, you know, possibly solve this, you know, case, or come up with great leads that can lead to other people being able to solve this case eventually?
That would be the pinnacle of my career. If I know that what we did today can solve a crime by our young, brilliant mind students, I think that would be the greatest thing that I experienced in my lifetime.
As these students learn by doing away from the University of Michigan-Dearborn campus, they love experiencing their field of study in an up-close and personal way.
I am a hands-on learner, so for people like me, it's a great opportunity to really, you know, put those classroom learning skills to real-life experiences. It's a situation that's totally unmatched.
And at least one student says this practice-based learning approach has solidified his lifetime career plans.
Even as a kid, I would see these TV shows, detectives solving crimes. I'm like, oh, okay, this seems pretty fun. So when I heard about this opportunity, I just jumped at it. I think I want to start off as a police officer, either a state trooper or a local department, and then maybe become a detective with experience, maybe going to the FBI.
But even if some of those students choose different career paths, their college experiences will help shape those decisions.